Hey, you guys, welcome back. Um, um, you know, I just coming from school or whatever, and I just wanted to discuss this thing that you know that me and our classroom were having a discussion on, and I just thought that it needed to be addressed. You know, because many people are thinking that you know that even if you give up on a dream or whatever, it's failure. It's just straight up failure. You just failed yourself. When in reality, it's not always it's not always failure. It depends on how you it depends on the situation. So basically, we were reading this article about different people, and one of the persons or individual, the teacher said that they would never be ish. They would never make it into the music world or television or whatever, but the person did make it because the person was very determined, had a lot of self confidence, and they actually made it. Even though people would just get on them about it, like and all of that, they actually made it. But some people give up on their dream, and people think that you know that it's failure because somebody gave up on a dream, when in reality it's not, because not every dream was meant for you to chase. Certain dreams aren't meant for you to chase, you know. And I'm not saying settle for less, but if you keep on chasing and chasing and chasing after a dream that is not benefiting you, and you're investing a lot into that dream, and you just keep on chasing it and chasing it, unfortunately, you are going to, not, it's not going to work out. Basically, what I'm saying is if you're not destined to be doing a certain thing, it's not going to work out for you, especially if you don't have no plan B to fall back on when it doesn't work out for you. And I'm not saying you shouldn't chase your dreams. You should always chase it. Go for it, But after a while, when you notice that, I put all my time and effort into this one dream, and it's starting to feel like it's a routine. It's a routine. Not people telling you that you're not going to make it, but it's a routine and it's apparent that, this dream isn't meant for me, and I need to move forward with my life and do something better with my life. I can chase other things. I can have something else that I want to do. Basically, what I'm saying is, while you're chasing that dream, make sure you accomplish your goals, because you can't be chasing one thing and not be making progress in another. It's a must. You must have a plan B in life, or you're pretty much fucked. So that's what I'm saying, and just because you give up on a dream, it never means that you're a failure. It never means that. It just means that you need to look into something else. You need to do something greater. Maybe you were meant to do something greater than just that. Maybe you were hindering yourself by just chasing that one dream. Maybe you should go after something bigger. Maybe you should do that, and that's probably what you were meant for. Or maybe you should, look into other stuff. Maybe there's a bigger dream that will lead to you becoming the dream that you've always wanted it. It's, one thing after another. Like, maybe you doing this will help you get to where you've always wanted to be. But giving up doesn't mean just give up and stop doing everything altogether. Giving up means, you give up on this one thing, you make sure you have another thing that you are doing. You make sure that you are trying to make progress in something else. Like, for example, if you've always wanted to be a singer, but you feel as if it's not really working out for you, do comedy. Try doing comedy, try doing dance. And when you start building a base off of that, when you start building, when you start noticing that you're getting a little bit, you're being recognized, you're getting recognition. When you start noticing that you're getting recognition, then that's when you should try and show off, not show off, try and sing, do little singing parts here and there, and people will start recognizing that also, and they'll be like, wow, you're good. But not everything is meant for everybody. Some things are just meant to be left alone. And I'm not necessarily saying that you should quit or anything, but sometimes you're meant to do something greater with yourself, something greater with your life, and you should try doing that. Not all the time is it going to be, a specific thing that you want, because over time people change. So, if you give up because you change your mind, you want to do something better, bigger, go for it. Don't let nobody else tell you different. Oh, you quit on this because you felt like, you quit on this. You were felt. Never that. You want to do something bigger with your life? Do it. Reach for it. Work hard. And eventually, you'll make it. If not, have a plan B. Have a plan B and just keep on working towards your goal, because you will make it one way or another. It might not be that specific thing, but you will eventually make it, because you've invested a lot of effort, a lot of time, maybe even money. So therefore, you should be getting something out of it. Out of all that you're doing, you should be getting it. And sometimes, well, I don't know about your religion, but my religion, I believe in God. So sometimes I think that God is trying to show you something. Not right away is God going to give you something. Sometimes God make you wait because he has so much lessons that he has to teach you. Sometimes failure is not always failure. Sometimes failure is a lesson. Sometimes you have to learn from your mistakes. So when you fail and you feel like you failed, try to do something different. Like, try to change it. Try to pick out stuff that you've been noticing that has been routine with yourself. Like, you've been doing it, it's been a routine, and change it, make it better, modify it, and eventually, believe it or not, you gon' make it. Try new strategies, try to modify anything. But not always is God going to right away hand something to you. It's never like that. Just like everybody else works for what they want, you have to work for what you want also. So that's something that you should do. Just work towards. You can't go to school one day and be like, what, I'm going to get an A, and then start praying and thinking that you're just going to get an A like that. No. There's homework, there's classwork, there's all of that. And you have to do all of that in order to get that A. So, So there's no handouts in life. There is no handouts. Therefore, you have to work very diligently to get where you want to be. So failure, never think that failure is actually failure. Failure can either be a lesson, or failure can either be telling you, try a new strategy, because what you tried the first time wasn't working out for you. God probably is trying to show you that, maybe you should try something new because it may be more beneficial to you. It may be more beneficial to you, like when you do something new. But if you keep on staying on that one thing, you can stay on that one thing, for a while. It'll be a long-term goal, but I'm never telling you to quit on anything. All I'm telling you is, try new strategies. And hopefully, because you doing the same thing over and over and over again is not going to get you nowhere. Trying new strategies, doing something new, making progress is going to get you somewhere. And not giving up. Don't give up. Never give up. Yes, if you give up, try to find something new. Because then that's you're not really giving up. You're just trying something new. You're just trying to make progress. If you know what I mean. So basically that's what you're doing. You must try new strategies. Just do it. Try new strategies. And sometimes it's so hard. It's so hard. And sometimes your dream is so big that you can't even see around it. And sometimes it feels like, maybe I should just settle for less, But you should never settle for less, because you're worth more than that. You should always try to reach for the top. But maybe the first time you'll probably still be on the ground. The second time you'll be in the middle, you'll be average. Third time, you up there, So basically that's what I'm saying. Like when I went to class, when I looked at the article, I was just like, I don't want to read this, I don't want to read this. But as I started reading and discussing it with fellow mates and the teacher or whatever, I actually learned something from it. I actually did learn something from it, and it's like, it was very inspiring, because at the time, I wasn't really, for me it's like go with the flow, but when I see all these people's downfalls and I see how they keep on getting up and trying and keep on trying, it makes me want to do the same. It really makes me want to do the same. So I'm going to keep on trying, but I'm going to try new strategies. And I'm not going to quit. And if I do quit, I'm trying something new. Never will I just sit on my Tucci, Tucci. I'm dead. But I'm going to try something new. Basically, yeah. And it's like, and there was this other thing again. I was talking to my best friend. And we were discussing something about, I was watching the TV show Star, and no, not the TV show Star. The TV show, what is it called again? The one with Karuchi, is that her name? What her name is? In it, and she's Virginia Claus. I was watching Claus. Okay, you see how I had to do that? Okay, I was watching Claus. So I was watching Claus, and, on that episode, Dean and her had, and she ended up getting preggo. But when she got preggo, I said it out loud. I was like, oh my gosh, she's preggo with Dean's child. Like, that's awesome. And my best friend was like, what? It's not specifically, I think that, this show, it's not just a show, like, she probably felt like me personally, when I first started watching the show, I thought Virginia was a thought. Like, why, when I first seen her and Dean have a connection, I was just like, why is this thought trying to have a connection with this pure child? Like, this, like, he's a man, but still, like, he's so innocent, and I don't think he should do that to himself. But when I started looking into it, I started thinking about it. It's like, I can't really be judging her because, something in her life had to happen to make her turn into what she is now. Because sometimes it feels like that's the only thing she knows how to do. She only knows how to, strip, be involved within all this drama, the people that she surrounds herself with. And she doesn't necessarily have to do that to herself, but she does. And it feels like people judge her off of that. On the TV show, people judge that character off of what they see and right in front of them, of what they know about her actions, but people don't really look into the background to see that. And that's why I'm telling you guys, you can't really be judging people. People don't really see in the background, to look in her background or her past to see, like, what made you this way. And when she had the connection with Dean, I was just like, you both, I like the fact that they both didn't look at each other's flaws. They both didn't look at each other's flaws, and they didn't look at each other's flaws. It was just like, made me want to cry. Like, you guys didn't look at each other's flaws, and you guys were able to have a connection with each other, and you guys didn't care what anybody else said, had to say. So it's like, damn, I really like this TV show now, because they're trying to convey a message through it, but it's not one of those messages that just fly over your head. It's one of those that you really look into, and when you see that, you're just like, wow, it's a really good show. I really like it. I like how they, they put that in there, and they made these two characters be able to have a connection without them seeing each other's flaw. Without them, they see each other's flaws, but they don't exactly point it out. They don't exactly point each other's flaws out. It's like, they don't make these characters seem as if for them to be together, that if they have to be perfect or whatever. They're human. They have feelings like everybody else. And I like the fact that they did that, because it just comes to show that, you don't have to be perfect to be considered, wifey, all that extra stuff. You don't have to be perfect to be considered, beautiful or considered normal. You don't have to be perfect to be considered none of that. So, I personally, that's what I thought that show was trying to convey. Sure, some of y'all may think it's ratchet, it's ghetto, but I like it. I really like it. I think they're conveying a message, and it's a good show. But yeah, thank you guys for listening to me rant and vent and talk and talk and talk. Thank you guys for listening, and I hope you guys get what I'm saying. Like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll be speaking to you guys later.